Hi friends, today we are just going to see about SDLC cycle. SDLC cycle represents the process of developing software. It mainly includes the following steps: requirement analysis, defining, designing, coding, testing, deployment, and maintenance. SDLC lifecycle model mainly consists of waterfall model, RAD model, spiral model, V model, incremental model, agile model, iterative model, big bang model. First, we are just going to see about waterfall model. Waterfall model mainly consists of five phases. First is your requirement analysis and specification, and then design phase, in implementation and unit testing, then integration and system testing, finally operation and maintenance phase. The first phase is the requirement analysis and specification phase. In this phase, it's mainly used to understand the exact requirement of the customer and to document them properly. Both the customer and the software developer work together so as to document all the functions, performance, and interfacing requirements of the software. It describes the what of the system to be produced and not how it is. In this phase, a large document called Software Requirement Specification document is created, which contain a detailed description of what the system will do in the common language. Next phase is your design phase. In this phase, it mainly aims to transform the requirement gathering in the SRS into a suitable form, which permits further coding in a programming language. All this work is done as a software requirement document. Third phase is the implementation and unit testing. In this phase, design is implemented. If the software design document is complete, the implementation or coding phase proceeds smoothly because all the information needed by the software developers is contained in SDD. And the fourth phase is integration and system testing. In this phase, it's highly crucial as the quality of the end product is determined by the effectiveness of the testing carried out. The better output will lead to satisfied customers, lower maintenance cost, and accurate result. Unit testing determines the efficiency of individual models. Next is your operation and maintenance phase. This is your last step. Maintenance is a task performed by every user once the software has delivered to the customer, installed, and operational. And next is your incremental model. In the incremental model is a process of software development where requirements is divided into multiple standalone modules of the software development. Here many modules are divided and then finally they are integrated. Every subsequent release of the modules adds function of the process. This is your incremental model. In this incremental model, each phase is divided into many modules, and then finally it will be integrated. The first step is your requirement analysis, and then design and development, then testing, and then implementation. The requirement analysis for the incremental model, the product analysis expertise identifies the requirements and the system functional requirements are understood by the requirement analysis team. Next, in the design and development phase, in this phase, incremental model of SDLC, the design of the system functionality and the development method are finished with success. Next is your testing. In this phase, it checks the performance of each existing function as well as additional functionality. Then your implementation. In this phase, it enables the coding phase of the development system. It involves the final coding that designs in the designing and development phase and testing the functionality in the testing phase. Here's an example. Now let's consider first the incremental one is your sign up or login in your Facebook. Incremental 2, next module will be your sign up login and sending a friend request. In the third incremental phase, finally the increment 1 and increment 2 is integrated, and finally your result will be you're just going to log in and you're just giving a friend request and they are accepting a friend request. Here, when to use the incremental model? When a project has a lengthy development schedule. Software teams are not well skilled or trained, or when the customer demands a quick release of the product, or when you can develop prioritized requirements first. Main advantage of the incremental model is errors are easy to be recognized, errors easier to test and debug, it's most flexible. Next, disadvantage of incremental model is need for good planning, and it must have a total cost is high. Well defined module interfaces are needed. Thank you.